Hi, it's Doug Kooy for SoWhatDoYouThink.com. All right, we have all these protesters. They're protesting. They don't like greed. They don't like capitalism. They don't like what's going on in our society. Well, I want to tell you something. Either do I. But here's the problem. I don't think it's the system. I think it's what's happening in our society as far as people are concerned. I mean, to be honest with you, and this is not a religious thing. I'm not going there, but I got to tell you, I'm a little upset with what I see happening with the morals of our country. I mean, we have all kinds of garbage going on. Young people are raised in the mass media right now, and what they see in the mass media is all kinds of adultery and all kinds of people cheating and lying, and those are the heroes of many of the movies that the young people are watching. You look at MTV, that's nothing but soft porn, and so you have these young kids at 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age, and they are looking at women that are doing things on stage that you would used to see in a strip joint, and that's what's being portrayed to our young girls that are growing up, our daughters that are growing up in this society, thinking this is what a young lady has to do or to become popular. I think that's a bunch of garbage. Why don't we protest against that? Why don't we protest against the breakdown in marriage and the fact that young men don't know how to be committed anymore and they have commitment issues? You know why they have that? Because their mother and father broke up at an early age and maybe dad abandoned them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, those are the issues that really bother me. I don't care what your system is. If you have corrupt people or people that morally don't have a stand, I mean, if you don't stand for something, you'll lose everything, okay? And that's what we see happening in society right now. We got a bunch of wimps out there, a bunch of people that have been raised on garbage, and a whole bunch of stuff that's been coming down in their lives for years and years and years and years and years, and we have no moral background anymore. We have lost it. If you go down the streets, it's a meat market. You talk and you see all these people talking about, hey, I got to go on Friday night, but I hate it. It's a meat market out there. You see the cheerleaders on some of these football teams. They parade out there. They got absolutely hardly nothing on. They look like pole dancers out of a strip club. I mean, these are the images. If you look at the magazines that the young people are looking at, if you hear the language that the young people are using and older people are using, I won't. But the F word used to be something that you would never use in public. Now it's it's almost like, hey, that's just slang. Well, I want to tell you something. We've gone down a greasy pole as far as what we've done with our morality. We pay school teachers hardly enough to get by. And so what you value is where you put your money, and we're not valuing education, and we're paying a price for that. You'll pay a hockey player $10 million a year to slap a piece of rubber down the ice, and you'll give your school teachers $40,000 or $50,000 a year, and the most important job you can have is influencing your children and giving them a proper education, and we're dropping the ball like nobody's business. You want to protest something? Protest that. But hey, socialism, communism, I don't care what ism you have, if you don't take care of the core of a person's life, the ability to be honest, have some integrity, and be proud of who you are, and have a good, decent self-image, and have some good, strong family values, you're going to have problems in any society. I don't care what society it is, and I don't care what system governs that society, you will have major problems. And that's the major problems we're having. And what we're protesting against, they don't even know what they're protesting against. They just want to see change, okay? Well, why don't you look in the mirror, because that's where the change happens. A young boy came by his father one day, and he said, Dad, and Dad was too busy. He was saying, hey, son, I'm too busy doing too much work right now, but here, I'm going to give you a map. And he gave him a picture of the world, and he tore it all up, and he put it on the floor, and he said, put that together. So the young boy came back in 5 minutes, and he had the whole map put together, and he said, how did you do that? How did you put that world together? And the boy said, oh, it's simple. On the other side, there was a picture of a human being. I just put the human being together, and the world came together. Enough said. Doug Kooy, so what do you think?